So 50's developing a documentary on Diddy allegations, vows to donate proceeds.
Wow.
So can you hold it? When is this?
Dude, this guy's a troll.
What it is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD, aka Tyrone Koppel, young child support on the weekends. And today we are here to check out a video that you guys have sent me in the DMs of the Discord, named simply, "After watching this, you'll understand why Diddy deserves 100 years." After seeing the thumbnail, I'm thoroughly afraid and for some reason tantalized to watch this sickening roller coaster of P-Dizzled as he P-diddles his way into the record books as someone who is doing exactly, more than likely, what we all knew he was probably doing. It's like with R. Kelly. We all knew he was peeing. With that being said, let's do this.
Behind the glitz and the glam, there's a
P-Dizzle.
darker story lurking. One that's gonna leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Puff Diddley.
Word.
Now, if you're not sure why Diddley should be jailed, well, here's more reasons for you to stop and be pissed off about the fact that he ain't already in there.
What we're left with. Now everywhere you go, it's the same old song. The bitches giving up is the bitches getting on. Bitches coming up, but bitches got it wrong. Those bitches in a rush only last so long. I've been at the same castings with Cassie. We was both modeling out in Miami. Out of 300 girls, she's the only one picked. Sean John shit, now it all makes sense. She was getting all the jobs, they was like he really loves her. Come to find out it was cause Diddy does her. Fuck making bands, she was making that a man. He gave her a contract and ain't signed none of them. And that be that bullshit that makes me pissed. I was cool with Puff. He loved my sis. She was cool on Puff. Made him sick and that was new to Puff. Made him trip. He went to all extensions trying to get attention. Showing off his mansion and his plaque collection. He was used to bitches laying down with quickness. Most chicks be with it, but I'm glad she didn't. And I respect that shit more than this money. I don't accept that shit if you could take it from me. Especially from a hand that holds it over me. Especially from a man that don't belong to me.
Okay, so that very same Cassie mentioned in the music video, yeah, she filed a lawsuit which details a lot of sexual abuse along with some other unmentionable things. In a shocking move, said nobody ever, Diddley settled the suit and paid her off outside of court. Now, while they were together, the glitz and on-camera deceit got some people wishing for their relationship. And according to Jaguar Wright, one of them was Young Miami.
$250,000 a month to do strange shit at will.
What?
You couldn't wait for Cassie to run.
$250,000?
You couldn't wait.
Let me know in the comment section, would you do something strange for a bit of change? Now, a lot of you probably would say no, but what if the change was $250,000 a month? Most dudes will grab their ankles for $250K a month. I mean, I wouldn't. I would need at least $500K, but definitely not for $250. You know, we gonna edit that out.
To be in Cassie's shoes, Carisha. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my motherfucking name. She mentioned it yesterday.
Her gorilla built ass is mad because
why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you?
No one would give, because he gave her money. And she wants the money.
You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend?
Yeah.
Claudia.
Linebacker built females like this, they gonna stay mad. She's snarling.
You say,
because no one would ever give her
Talking about Kathy White.
$250,000 for nothing.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list.
Now, ain't no party like a Diddy party because then the blackmail don't stop. And I ain't just talking about the big, buff black dudes working there neither, man. I'm talking about people getting taken advantage of. Because here's the deal, man. At a Diddley party, you're more likely to be sexually abused than you are to have fun. Like, you probably can't even walk and talk without getting something stuck up in your face, if you know what I'm saying. Like, don't trip and fall and reach out to the side to steady yourself. Ain't nobody looking to get a fistful of meat, you know what I'm saying? Now, I wish a lot of that was just made up. But you know the way people be talking about these freak-off parties? I probably ain't too far off from the truth, man.
You joking.
Because here's the deal. There's been more than one witness that's come out to speak out about how messed up these freak-off parties were. Anybody who's been in the game for a while or listens to real music that ain't none of that mumble crap rap is gonna know who Uncle Luke is. The man's got a reputation for having hip-hop premiere parties. But even Diddy was way too much for this 2 Live Crew legend to handle.
Puff Daddy was like, yeah, we want you to come and be in this video. You know, I ain't on every scene, you feel me? And so they were like, yo, come on by and do the video. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, now we got Wayne, we got Drake, we got all these people here and everything. And I was like, I don't give a f. You know, it's just not my vibe.
Right.
You know, they're all cool people. You know, but I don't just move like that because somebody is someplace. And we'll send a jet and all that. No, I don't need no jets and all that. Right. Long story short, after the video was shot, then it was all these articles. I guess they had the press set up. Uncle Luke and French Montana. And
so this nigga went. He went.
All them. And then I'm like, I don't know nothing about this song. So people start hitting me. I was like, I don't know what the that is.
Right.
You know, and that was, you know, and then it became a little, as if it was a little beef. And I was like, yo, bro, I don't have beef with nobody.
Did French Montana look out? Like, did they cut you a check? Did Diddy cut you a check?
No, I ain't want no check. I ain't want no check.
Why not?
If it was done the right way, yeah, we'll negotiate, you know, through people, but I don't want checks like that.
Right.
Yeah, I just let people have shit.
All money ain't good money.
I was about to say.
Right,
did you party with Diddy a lot?
Oh, no, not really. I would go to the party and leave early.
Why wouldn't
so you did go to the party? You did. You was at the party.
I go to the party and leave early. I'm sorry,
nigga.
I don't know what goes on after hours, but
he wasn't trying to find out.
I wasn't trying to find out. You know, I know my place. You feel.
So
if that is not some of the worst lying I've ever heard in my life, yeah, I was at the party, but I left early.
He was on the Stephen Smith show. Uncle Luke revealed that he believes whatever Diddy is going through is orchestrated by the higher-ups that he's offended. And this includes the company that he sued and won against, messing up their stocks.
Homeland Security is raiding his homes in L.A. and Miami. They're raiding P. Diddy's property. I never thought I'd see that.
In broad daylight?
In broad daylight.
Yeah, because you know, normally when the federales come, they come at 4 o'clock in the morning when you sleep.
So, because they came in broad daylight, what do you make of it?
I think it was a big grandstand situation.
Because it was daylight.
It was daylight. It was sending a message. It was sending a message that this is what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. I mean, it obviously covered every news station. Everybody got to see, you know, them grabbing the kids out, which I had a little problem with.
Yeah. And you ain't after the kids, you after him. That's not
yeah. You know, and that, I mean, grabbing the kids, dragging them out, putting them in handcuffs. I mean, that could be traumatizing for these type of kids. These type of kids ain't lived on no street life. They don't know nothing about that. They live the good life, which, you know, because their parents provided that for them. But I think, you know, a lot of guys like the Diddys and the Kanye Wests of the world, you know, when you go cut them deals, when you go in the back room and you cut them deals with the major corporations, you need to know where you stand at. You need to know that, you know, that these people really own you. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you need to know how to play the game, and I don't think he played the game in the right way, because at the end, if you're gonna sue Diageo, you better have your stuff together.
Yeah,
because
they politicians love them.
That politicians love. They're arguably the number one liquor brand in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, you know, when you look at politics and how politics work, you know, these type of corporations do what? They put money into politicians' campaign fund.
But that's why I think he's in a world of trouble. And I don't know anything. I don't want anybody to think I know anything. Diddy is always cool with me. He always treats me with respect. I hope that he's innocent of what he's being, of what they're investigating for. You know, some sex ring, some sex trafficking ring, and all of this stuff. I hope he's innocent of all that. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I do feel this way. In the world of big business, and this needs to be said while I'm sitting right next to you, Luke Campbell. In the world of big business, when you make an enemy a big business, along the way, they know enough about you.
Yes, they do.
To come for you when they want to come for you.
Yes, they do.
You understand? And it don't have to involve jail. It doesn't have to involve a crime.
Now, the belief by many is that it's just over for Diddy. It's done. Now, ever since the raid, Diddy's tried to live his life as normal as possible. But it doesn't seem like that's going to make people stop exposing him. If this was one of his freak offs, I'm sure he wouldn't mind being exposed to everybody. Dude trying to run around everywhere. People calling him Mr. Fix-a-Flat because he's trying to fill up all them holes. Now, a lot of people got the opinion of, I don't know if he's going to jail, but I know his career's over. And honestly, these people probably ain't too far from the truth.
I don't think it's canceling.
People keep going like, there's smoke and there's fire. No, the house is burnt down, bro. Diddy is that guy.
Yeah,
like everybody from Cassidy to the stories to the guy that just did the, he went to court and he's suing him and Lil Rod. And it's like, bro, there's a lot of information out there that's not good from his security guy that was Michael Jackson's security, that was the first guy in the scene when Mike died, to allegedly they're saying Diddy shot some dude and left and they just basically clean it up for him. It's like, bro, there's a lot of nefarious. How much gay stuff is gonna come out with Diddy and Meek Mills? And bro, it's so crazy too. You guys know this. The moment somebody's like, man, he's done some gay stuff, from that moment on, every time you see a video and they just turn, you're like, oh, he's gay. He's gay, dude. You see
What are the actual facts of the story? Like, you've done some content on this. What do you actually know about
that
this?
much. I just know that there's like a lot of accusations. There's some, I guess, Me Too-esque stuff. Obviously, there's stuff with Cassie, maybe other people coming out.
I don't believe shit Cassie said.
But that being said, I think he just won a lawsuit with his liquor company.
I don't believe nothing Cassie
said.
said.
He was at a, I don't know if that's even
I really don't.
I've
run into too many women that would just lie about this shit when they don't get their way.
Yeah, it might be even for like a couple billion or
they
something.
They just get mad and just start lying.
He basically just got to stay out of jail. And then he can go off into the sunset.
Well, he settled with Cassie in like a minute, and that was his girl for like a decade or so.
I don't know if he settled with her in a minute. Like, in order for that information to hit the blogs, they're probably going back and forth for a while, and then he's not paying.
And she's like, I'm talking.
Well, I'm going to talk. And then they're like, no, you're not.
Okay.
And then she did, and now
30 million.
Yeah.
Just to be like, shh.
Within 24 hours.
Wow. How much did she get?
Not even 24 hours.
Did she really get 30 million?
She said, we were able to settle things out, or I don't know what the words was she used. But, I'm all these other things that's going on with the guys and Meek. Who called them out, by the way? Forget about Tate, but which rapper was it that went after... is it 50 that he has a problem? Who is the person that always goes after him?
50 is always going after. 50 is the man. But 50 is, and if you're on 50's bad side, bro, God bless you, man. May God protect you, because he is not letting that foot off your neck ever.
Yeah, with Floyd, Ja Rule, Floyd Mayweather, he does not play games, bro.
Also, one of the most charismatic dudes I've ever met.
No shit. So 50's developing a documentary on Diddy allegations, vows to donate proceeds.
Wow.
Sexual assault. Can you call it? When is this?
Dude, this guy's a troll.
He is unstoppable, man.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy. I remember when he was doing the stuff with Mayweather. It's like, here, put the alphabet. I wanted to read a book line.
One page from a Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll donate 500,000.
And
these are both New Yorkers.
They were best friends, though. They were best friends, too. Like,
what was
really
the falling out?
Like, that's his business, man. I'll let him explain that to you. But like, they were really close. So that's, I think,
is it a public story or no?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. I know he talked to me about something, but I let him share his business.
Yeah. To me, there's a part about 50 that gives me a man's man vibe.
Bro, he is.
That's the vibe I get from him, and even the way he
edifies
Eminem. You just gotta love the way he edifies Eminem.
Just a lot of respect. A loyal dude who really understands people from a young age. From a very young age, understood social dynamics. Like, he told me, he was like, yeah, when I was like 12 or 13, I was raised by like old heads, and I was just observing them. You don't get to talk a lot when you're with the old dudes. You're just kind of watching the power dynamics, watch how things work. Man, he told me some crazy story. I don't know if I can share, but
now, multiple times he's been linked with the murder of Tupac and Biggie. Now, many who believed it have been tagged conspiracy theorists. It's all different now since the appearance of Keefe D in court.
The cold case that no one ever expected to be solved is, of course, a huge step closer to being solved. The arrest in the Tupac Shakur murder 27 years later really shocked everyone last week. And we still have questions about why now,
right.
That the police haven't fully explained yet.
Because the man who is now charged with the murder confessed in 2008 that he was involved.
And has been saying it very openly in interviews that he handed the gun to a guy named Orlando Anderson, his nephew. And Keefe's story is that Orlando pulled the trigger and fired the shots into the car, which Suge Knight was driving. Tupac was the passenger.
Tupac was killed and Suge was shot.
Was hit but survived. So everyone was wondering what Suge's reaction is to there finally being an arrest in this case. You would think maybe he would be happy that there's going to be justice.
Well, also, and is he going to testify? So I spoke with him a very short time ago, and he is in prison right now. I talked to him when he was on the jailhouse phone and wanted to find out what he felt about the Keefe arrest, and whether he would cooperate in the trial. Tell me what your reaction is to the arrest of Keefe D.
Well, surprise, number one, because I didn't think Keefe D would never get arrested. Nor do I want to see him get arrested. You know, let's get one thing straight, first and foremost. You know, me and Keefe D played on the same Pop Warner football team. And whatever the circumstances, if he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement in anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
The DA says that Keefe D was in the car with his nephew, and that presumably his nephew, according to the DA, is the one that shot Tupac, and that it was done with the full knowledge of Keefe. Do they have it right?
There was only two people in the car. And Pac not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this. And I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because, number one, he wasn't the shooter. Number two, he came to my hearing and told to let me go and told the truth. They still didn't let me go.
If you are called to testify in this case?
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Why not?
Well, number one, because I'm not going to get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
They seem to be saying that Orlando was the shooter and Keefe was in on it, that he had full knowledge of what was going down, and it was revenge for Orlando getting beaten up by Tupac and his team at the MGM after the Tyson fight. Is that correct?
No.
Then who shot Tupac?
It wasn't Anderson, so that's all I got to say about that part.
To summarize, you are saying Orlando was not the shooter, although you won't say who the shooter was. You are not saying whether Keefe was involved in any way in the shooting, and you are saying that if you're called to testify by either side, you will not comply, you will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go, I wouldn't testify, none of that. At the end of the day, free Keefe D.
You know what's really interesting is that he is pulling back from Keefe D's own statements.
Right.
Which is
But I will
bizarre.
say, so Suge is saying it wasn't Orlando Anderson, which is something that has been widely believed on the streets and alleged in interviews. Keefe D himself has said it, that Orlando is the person who pulled the trigger, and Orlando Anderson died a couple of years after Tupac did in a separate shooting.
I think everybody else in that car, there were 4 people in that car, and everybody's dead except Keefe.
Right.
And so now Keefe has said he was involved. Suge is intimating, at the very least, that he's not involved the way the DA thinks he was
so
involved.
So the fact that Suge is saying, he's saying it's not Orlando Anderson.
Right.
I hear that. But he's not going to say who it is, which to me makes me feel like him saying it's not Orlando Anderson doesn't really carry as much weight either, because the reality is Suge is never going to snitch on anybody.
He's never going to snitch, and he's never going to testify. And that was clear.
Him not testifying, I would think that the DA in Las Vegas is not counting on Suge to be a material witness.
I think they're counting more on Keefe's own words.
Right.
So what this means is that there's a high chance that Diddy boy can be charged for his death if Keefe D decides to save his own neck, as he should. I don't think there's a whole lot of people out there in the world that's willing to die for P. Diddy right now. It's almost like being drugged and abused. It makes you have a certain opinion about a dude, don't it? Who knew?
They asked me a question today about, Drake not responding, and I had to tell them, I respected it. Like, when we got hit with Hit 'Em Up, I had to make the call of Biggie, and I said, we're not going to respond. Somebody's going to get hurt if we respond. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but, I could understand that perspective, because Tupac hit us with Hit 'Em Up, and that joint was cold. We would take your turntables, you played Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? That's how cold that thing hurt to this day. You know what I'm saying? And then when Jay-Z, I know Jay-Z and Nas, they friends, but that's you hear Ether coming out the joint, I still feel a way. I mean, I never felt the way with Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? I never felt a way with it, because I really laughed at it, the way I was portrayed in the video. I saw the fun in it. I'm not going to play it at my birthday party.
Right, yeah. Can you envision a day when, y'all, if not get together and make an album, just peacefully coexist?
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy, or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our
we
family.
We
over
peacefully
here.
coexist right now because we all cool. Everybody's here. They sell records. We sell records. Well, I guess you could call that selling records. What they do, we sell large amounts of records, and they sell a few records.
There was a couple of things in there that I already didn't know, but yeah, I enjoyed the video. Thanks for sending it to me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisms.